Welcome back to the BodyMaitre podcast. I'm your host, Derek, and today we continue our series, How Bad Guys Work. In this season, we explore the deeper consciousness mechanics behind harmful behaviors, how people become the ones who drain, manipulate, intrude, or disrupt, often without understanding why. We've looked at the betrayer, the manipulator, the gaslighter, the liar, the emotional vampire, and the cold-hearted person. Today, we explore a very different archetype, the boundary breaker, the one who pushes, invades, intrudes, and oversteps. Most people assume boundary breakers are rude, selfish, or entitled. But beneath the surface, this behavior is a symptom, a sign that the four bodies consciousness is out of alignment. Boundary breakers often don't recognize boundaries, or they fear them. They might feel entitled to cross them or believe that true closeness requires intrusion. Often they interpret limits as rejection, or they collapse emotionally when someone says no. The behavior doesn't come from confidence, it comes from distortion and insecurity. Let me share a story to illustrate what this feels like. Imagine this, you're working at home and a friend suddenly shows up at your door without warning. No call, no message, no plan. They say, "Oh, I thought I'd drop by, let me in." You feel pressured, so you let them in. Once inside, they open your fridge without asking, sit in your workspace, interrupt your calls, and take over your environment. When you gently say, "Hey, I'm actually busy right now," they reply, "Why are you acting weird? Why are you being distant?" Or, "You're so sensitive lately." Suddenly, you feel guilty for protecting your own space. This is the boundary breaker's energetic pattern. They treat your space as their space, and when you reclaim it, they feel injured, rejected, or offended. But this behavior has deep roots. It usually develops in childhood environments where personal space was never respected, where emotional needs were ignored, or where enmeshment was mistaken for love. As adults, they repeat what they were trained to do: push, take, invade, insert themselves. To understand this archetype at its core, we turn to the BodyMaitre Four Bodies Dowsing charts and asked Spirit and the collective angelic team, what four bodies patterns are common in boundary breakers, and what programs make someone ignore limits or invade personal space? Here are the findings. First, the spiritual body shows a pattern called removed from Holofield or illusion trap. Boundary breakers often operate from a spiritually distorted perception. Their spiritual body is influenced by an illusionary version of reality, a bubble where they cannot fully perceive how their actions affect others. This spiritual distortion makes them believe their access to others is justified, natural, or harmless. They are trapped in a personal illusion that blinds them from healthy boundaries. Next, the mental body is seeking love outside of self. The mental body carries a deep program of searching for validation, attention, and emotional nourishment externally. Because they don't feel whole within themselves, they intrude into other people's space to receive love, recognition, or emotional presence. Their mind believes, if I stay close enough, I will feel loved. This mental emptiness leads to chronic boundary crossing. Then, the emotional body shows feeling unfair and block to understanding. The emotional body feels life has been unfair to them. They believe they have been deprived, ignored, or treated unjustly. This emotional lens creates entitlement, a sense that they deserve access to others. They are also blocked to understanding, meaning they cannot emotionally empathize with how others feel when boundaries are crossed. They don't notice discomfort because their emotional field is inwardly focused. Finally, the physical body demonstrates an inability to break down ideas for analysis and decisions. The physical body consciousness struggles with practical reasoning. They cannot break down ideas into steps for analysis or decision making. This makes them impulsive, reactive, and unaware of consequences. They move into spaces, conversations, and situations without considering if it is appropriate or respectful. This lack of internal processing leads to boundary violations. When these four bodies distortions combine, we see a person whose spiritual body is trapped in illusion, whose mental body seeks love externally, whose emotional body feels unfairness and lacks empathy, and whose physical body cannot analyze actions before taking them. Boundary breaking isn't just behavioral, it is an energetic pattern rooted in imbalance. If you resonate with these patterns, whether in yourself or in someone you've dealt with, let's take a moment to release them with Spirit, the High Self, and the collective angelic team. You may follow with intention or speak softly. For the spiritual body, Spirit, High Self, and collective angelic team, I release all illusion traps and restore my spiritual body to my true divine self. Please return clarity, awareness, and alignment with reality. For the mental body, Spirit, High Self, and collective angelic team, I release the pattern of seeking love, validation, or attention outside of myself. Please restore self-worth, inner fulfillment, and mental wholeness. For the emotional body, Spirit, High Self, and collective angelic team, I release all feelings of unfairness and emotional blocks to understanding others. Please restore empathy, compassion, and emotional clarity. For the physical body, Spirit, High Self, and collective angelic team, I release all patterns that block my ability to analyze actions and make healthy decisions. Please restore grounding, awareness, and conscious choice-making. Take a breath and let these patterns dissolve gently. Thank you for joining me in episode 7 of How Bad Guys Work. Today, we explored the boundary breaker, the spiritual illusion, the mental emptiness, the emotional unfairness, and the physical impulsiveness that cause someone to push past limits. In the next episode, we explore a powerful archetype. Episode 8, The Aggressor, why some people respond with force, control, or intimidation. Until then, stay conscious, stay aware, and take care of your 4 bodies.